What a game, man. What a game. He have a game winner for Tyrese Halliburton. Chris Middleton going absolutely crazy. And the Pacers take a 2-1 lead over the Bucks, which I saw coming, right? With Giannis out and the way they played the Bucks in the regular season made you confident about them. And after the game one jitters, the Pacers have been the better team clearly since the second half of the first game. But it was a nail biter in overtime. Chris Middleton sent it to overtime with a tough 3-pointer that you know Pacers should have clearly fouled him on prior to that, but unfortunately they didn't, and they missed some free throws. So maybe they got a little bit tight at the end of regulation, but it did not matter with their effort and energy. And the Bucks, no one else really had it going. Brook Lopez to me feels non-existent in this series on both ends of the floor. Uh, just a really bad series for him. He's too old and too slow for this Pacers team. At the end of the day, is my opinion. And Miles Turner can take him outside the paint, and he's pretty much useless out there. He had 4 rebounds, 0 blocks, 14 points. I guess that's all right for Brook Lopez, but it's just not enough. Bobby Portis at least had 18 rebounds, 17 points, but he's been kinda, not as loud as you would like him to be. And Dame had a tough game, especially with the way he injured his. I don't know if it's the Achilles, like Doc Rivers said. I don't know if he'll play in Game 4, but he was clearly not the same after the injury in whether it was the first or second quarter. I'm pretty sure it was the first quarter. It was either near the end of the first quarter or start of the second quarter, and he was not the same. He clearly did not have the burst. He did try to push through it. He did get to the foul line a lot, and that foul baiting, did help him. And I'm not gonna kill him for it because if he clearly couldn't get any separation and he felt bad and off, then like, what can you do? And he's just had a tough season for his mental health and everything. So I'm just not gonna kill Dame, man. And I don't think none of us should. He's not been, as good as anyone else could have hoped for. But in this series, he's done his part. Besides, after getting injured in this game, and like that, it's just unfortunate. It's just a really unfortunate season for Dame, and not much you can do about it. Pat Beverly was awful, just annoying out there, and Tyrese Halliburton put his ass in the blender for that game winner. So fuck him. And none of the Bucks bench really did anything. AJ Green and Andre Jackson gave you good minutes, but I mean, that speaks more about how rough the bench is than about how good they are, I would say, even though I like Andre Jackson a lot. And I think AJ Green is a solid shooter, right? But it speaks more to the depth of the Bucks rather than to them. And they badly moved the ball, right? They got absolutely dominated on the glass, which, like I said, Brook Lopez had 4 rebounds. And the effort with which the Pacers played it was just insane. Tyrese Halliburton got 2 offensive putbacks. He had a triple double, was more aggressive. He was 1 of 12 from the 3-point line. And that sequence when the Pacers in overtime had like 5 of those offensive rebounds and couldn't hit a goddamn shot, I thought that was when they lost that game. Because I think it was Chris Middleton came down the other hand and hit a jumper or got to the rim. I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly. And I thought the Pacers were done. But they responded, man. They responded and did incredibly well to win this game. And, they didn't even shoot well. 13 of 49 from the 3-point line, and a lot of those looks were open or good. But the effort on the rebounding, on the offensive glass and on rebounding overall was great. And it was what won them the game. Um, yeah. Shout out Chris Middleton for his incredible performance. He was the sole reason, him and the spur from Bobby Portis, why the Bucks were in this game after the Pacers got off to a huge lead. Of course, a lot of it had to do with Pacers cooling down. Shout out Aaron Neesmith for hitting clutch free throws and hitting the clutch 3-pointer. And shout out Tyrese for the game winner. Andrew Nemhard was once again a dog. He's been incredible in this series, in my opinion. And you got a good effort from Obi Toppin today for the Pacers, so that's nice. And I'm intrigued to see how Game 4 goes. If Giannis can play, which I don't think doesn't seem likely with the way those things have gone. So there's that. Uh, with the Bucks, you fear just about their health even more, right? Dame got hurt in this game. Chris Middleton looked hurt last game, even though he was sensational today. He was truly just Yeah, he's a playoff riser, man. He's a baller. He's a gamer, but you're scared for his health also because he's. I don't know, man. It's been 2 years since he's actually played consistently, consistent long stretches of basketball in the NBA when you think about it. So uh, I'm happy he had himself a night, had himself a beautiful game, but um, the Bucks are drawing that, man. They are clearly drawing that, and I'm really excited for Game 4. It's been a really fun series so far. Yeah, as always, thank you all for listening. Be kind to yourself and to others, and I'll catch you all in Game 4.